Do you know what? Fair play to anybody who does this for a living, because I cannot stand painting. The only good thing about painting today means we're going to be getting rid of even more of the sheep smell. Positive news, it already smells less like a sheep because of the ceiling and the wall panels. So this hopefully should make it even better. First, we're going to prime the walls using this Leyland Trade standard stuff. And then once it's primed, give it all a sand down, fill the holes, and then put the finishing coats on, probably a lot later down the line. But for now, just want to get in as much of the paint on the walls as we can before putting any floor surfaces down. Now then, let's have a go at turning this into this. I did this off camera last week as I had no idea what I was doing, so I made a ton of mistakes. Watched a few videos on how to have a go at it. The hardest part, I'll be totally honest, was getting it square. Obviously in a van, you're not working to any sort of level, so you're just constantly trying to battle against finding a square point. Definitely made some mistakes along the way, but it's solid. It's absolutely solid. Once it's had all the finishing touches and the doors on it, I think it'll be mint. It'll be absolutely fine. So in my first video, I explained that the wall units on this side were going to go all the way down to the back of the van. That's no longer happening. If you can see on the video, we've got a massive slope in the ceiling, just the way the vans are designed. And for me, I'm not as skilled a joiner enough to be scribing in a unit, chamfering doors. I just haven't got it in me. So I want to make it as painless as possible. In order to do that, I'm going to finish the wall unit here. And then afterwards, there'll be a shelf that goes all the way along. Hell of a lot easier than trying to work out that stupid sloping ceiling detail. It will also then match what we've got on this side, which will be a nice small shelf unit, just somewhere to store little bits and bobs. And then on this side, we'll have some lightweight storage containers, which will save weight. So yes, I'm making life easy for myself, but then also I'm reducing the risk of any excessive weight, which is something that I'm getting really conscious about. So whilst on the topic of weight, I've managed to get hold of this timber. I actually couldn't tell you what it was because it was from a friend of a friend, but it's really, really light. So I reckon across these two units, I bet I've saved about between 5 and 10 kilograms just in using a really, really lightweight timber. Looking at it, I think it must be some kind of cedar or something like that. It's quite dark, so I don't think it's pine. At this point, I'm trying to really be conscious about how much weight I'm putting in the van, as I see so many horror stories of people getting over to Europe, getting the van weighed, and then all of a sudden you landed with a hefty fine because your van's illegal. In the near future, I'm hoping to get this thing actually weighed to see what room for manoeuvre we've got. Obviously, the ceiling might end up being quite a heavy material, depending on what we go with. So it may be trying to find something very similar to this that's dead lightweight, just to finish it off. But for now, we're going to get this wall unit finished and then hopefully make a start on some extra joinery bits. So now we've got all the pieces cut, it's just a case of getting them fixed together. To do this using the sawhorse makes so much sense, makes it a lot easier just to keep things stable and secure. So I'll also be using the quick grip clamps just to hold the timber together, keep it more square, as it is a bloody nightmare to do when you've not got anything holding the timbers in place when you're trying to drill and fix them. Just marking the depth of the timber, there and there, so that I can see exactly where the fixing points need to be, so that I'm not getting too close to the edge of either of the timber being fixed on or the one being fixed to prevent it from just splaying out and breaking. And then with an 8mm drill bit, going roughly halfway into the timber to allow the screw to embed in there. I have no idea if this is the right way to do things. However, it helps me, and as a DIY joiner, I don't think you can go wrong really unless something actually helps you. It might not be the right or wrong way, but that's what it's all about. So I always like to make sure that before fully securing this, that bottom edge is flush, and then just having a quick inspection round, making sure all the edges are properly flush, and then it's ready to fix. at that. It's pretty good. So I've pulled a string line across from this unit over to the wall. The measurement from there to there are exactly the same. So this is as level as you could possibly get level in a van. Obviously not, but I'm going to consider it as a square point. It's really difficult to work out where you take square from. These aren't square, the floor's probably not properly square, and the ceiling is certainly not square. So in preparation for lifting this, I've already piloted a couple of holes where I know that the unit can actually get fixed to on the ceiling. Well, she's up, and that's a start for 10. That's not looking too shabby. So what I'm working to here is to see how level that looks against the string that's been spun across. Hello, Sleeping Beauty. So with the help of my trusty companion, we're looking good. What we've done is we used the string line, which is now being dropped, to find some kind of square point. Set the square off of the string point along the length of that, and as you can see, that is looking pretty straight. Level is not a thing in this van, in any van, so don't get that in your head. But we're looking all right. I've used L brackets to fix the bottom bearers into the cladding. As you can see, it's cracked the cladding ever so slightly, but I can fill that with just polyfiller. It's no problem at all. What I think I'm going to do, when I get the back bearers in as well, I'm going to fix them in with some stronger screws. At the moment, they've just got some 16 mils in, so probably don't want to rely on those in case we have stuff like plates and heavy clothing in there. But we're solid, aren't we? We're looking solid as a rock. All we need to do now is scribe in the ends, the underneath, and then at some point in the near future, I will be looking at fitting the doors. But for the first instance, we just wanted to get the units finished, have somewhere to store stuff so we're not walking around a load of crap whilst doing the rest of the van. And then we can work on building these smaller shelves either side of the units. So the bottom scribe's cut, clamped on, ready to fix. So now we'll follow the same process as that side, drill some countersink holes, and then fix it in with some 16mm screws. And then eventually I'll be putting in the back bearer, which I've not yet got round to. First thing I want to do is just get this unit fixed and in place, and then we can work on the finishing touches a bit later on. The key thing I'm trying to achieve here is getting all of the structural work finished before I even touch the lino flooring, because the last thing I want to be doing is traipsing in pieces of timber, potentially dropping stuff and penetrating the floor. So that's another big job out of the way. Wall unit finished on this side too. I'll leave it up to your imagination to figure out how many times I've hit my head on that bleeding corner, hence putting that in. It's not a finished thing. Thought I'd just show you the scribes I've done as well. Now, I'm absolutely awful at scribing, so I made myself a cardboard template. Easiest thing for me. I'm not a joiner by no means, just full DIY. So a suggestion for anybody that's new to scribing, just use a bit of cardboard and you'll save so much time and so much materials in not messing up cuts. Just show you that side as well. And then, so the reason I've not done the doors is because I want to do the doors at the same time as doing the bottom kitchen units. I'm going to try and get hold of a plunge saw off my brother-in-law so that all the cuts are as perfect as can be. But we're slowly chipping away, and it's actually starting to feel like the work put in now is giving some results because you can actually see it. So I'd really appreciate a subscribe if you want to see more, and I'm sure we'll have even better progress on the next video. I'll see you on the next.